Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 10 of Striking a Chord on TBK Radio. I am Mad Manda. With me, as usual, is Rich, and it's just us tonight.
It is.
Which is the first time in, how many episodes?
Well, it seems like 30. But I do have something I really need to tell you.
Uh-oh.
And it's very important.
Uh-oh.
And I have been sitting here contemplating this for all week, and I've been trying to figure out the perfect way to say this.
Oh, boy.
And I feel this is the perfect time. I want to take my horse on the Old Town Road.
Oh, no.
I'm not going to lie to you. I finally listened. I finally listened to the whole song.
Oh, no.
And it is now in my rotation.
No. I have not done my job as TBK's music editor if that song is in your rotation.
But for two reasons. One, the music video is fantastic. Go out of your way to see the music video because it is really good. Like I expected video killed bad, and then I watched it and went, this is like a mini movie and it's great. And two, there's still part of me that is 8 years old that loves me some Billy Ray Cyrus.
I mean, as long as you don't consider it a country song, it's fine to like it. Just don't call it a country song.
Is country hip hop a thing? Can I put it in that?
I mean, that's like a whole separate conversation because
country western hip hop.
The way FG Florida Georgia Line is going, it kind of is.
Florida, well, no. At least Lil Nas X is talented at what he does, unlike Florida Georgia Line. Look, you can send me all the hate mail. I'm going into that mode tonight. I don't care.
Send Rich the hate mail tonight.
You can send the hate mail to Sharon at tbkmagazine.com.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh, no.
So, but honestly, it's not the worst song I've heard.
It's
not as
that's debatable.
It's not as bad as the Blink 182 Lil Wayne.
That was awful.
And I still don't think Lil Wayne is the issue in that, but that's...
I do, though.
Oh, whatever. Is it... I don't... I'm
Mark.
gonna get... Yeah, no. He starts singing What's My Age Again, and it's so off-key. Like, I get live...
Yeah, so I don't know what was with that.
Yeah, no. That's my problem with that song, is that because the Jay-Z Linkin Park is so good. And I'm like, I can handle this. I can handle rap to like a rock sound. In fact, that's kind of part of our growing up stage. Like that was the big thing. Thanks, Limp Bizkit. And and a little bit of Kid Rock, but we don't. Yeah. But I don't know. Like I listened to that and went, all right, well, but at least I enjoy Old Town Road. I don't know why, but
I don't know why either.
Well, it could have been the fact that I had two 25-ounce beers too at the concert last week.
Let's blame that.
$13.50 each. Jeez.
I know it's crazy expensive to drink at concerts in the summertime. Like amphitheater prices are insane.
I just thought it was just the one, and then I realized it's everywhere. I've been to venues where like the beers are only like $4, and then I go to the amphitheater and it's $13.50.
It's absolutely insane. And the better the beer, the higher the price.
I drank a Michelob Ultra, which is not my first choice because
and that was $13.50.
That was $13.50.
Oh my god!
Like at that point, I should have just got hard liquor.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you're better off getting those guitar margaritas.
Oh god, we got one of those actually, and that was one of the strongest drinks I've ever had.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like the amphitheater is owned by the same people who run the amphitheater in St. Louis. Like, I'm starting to feel that. So, yeah, it's not a bad venue, though. But, yeah, I actually went to a concert, so we'll talk about that.
Yes, we both went to concerts this week.
I'm rambling. I'm sorry.
You're good. What was I going to say? Yeah, so we've got a bunch of new music to talk about. Actually, it's quite a little bit more than what I originally thought. It didn't seem like a lot on Friday.
Is it as much as April 26th?
Not as much as April 26th, but it is quite a bit. Yeah. And what was I going to say? And then, so there's, for on the road segment, there's not so much like new tours being announced. I think I have like 3, but I have a feeling since everything's going to start like kicking off, what we're probably going to end up doing is making on the road until new tour announcements come out. We're probably just going to do we're going to make On the Road our concert review segment.
Yes.
Because we're going to have a lot of concerts we're going to be going to this summer. So
that's an understatement.
And then music news, we got some exciting music news. And then my music pick of the week, and obviously artists to watch. And then our feature segment this week, which has been a while coming. This is our Taylor Swift episode, where we're just going to gush over Taylor Swift and rank her songs per album. And can I tell you, when I was trying to do this, it was hard. It was hard just ranking them within the album themselves. I can't imagine having to do it overall.
I know. I've just seen a list where someone did every song.
Yeah.
And I completely disagree with the list.
Really?
Because
I didn't even look at it.
Well, they rank a lot of her Reputation album really low. And as much as I like the old stuff too. But I enjoyed Reputation so much.
Yeah, so did I.
Where I'm like, I get that Look at What You Made Me Do is not that was the song that kicked everything off, but there's so many great songs on that album.
Oh, absolutely. Look What You Made Me Do is not a great representation of the album.
I think we'll talk about this. I'm on it. I'm here today. I'm wiry. I apologize. You got rambling.
Don't apologize.
I'm rambly. At least I'm not singing.
Get right. At least you're not what?
At least I'm not singing yet.
Oh boy. The day you start singing on the podcast, I don't know.
I did it earlier. That's a tease for anybody who has not listened to Live or the Brody and Richard Show or SNS.
Something for people to look forward to.
Yeah, no. All right, new music. What do you got?
Yes, so new music. So Logan Mize, who in 2017 he released a full album, Comeback Road, which was a great album. This past week he released From the Vault EP, and so it's actually pretty good. There's what songs? So the standout tracks I thought were I Want You, Thinking About You, Only in This Town.
Okay.
But he's got such a distinct voice, and it's really made for country music. These particular songs on this EP have more of an Americana kind of feel to it, almost like a young Tom Petty, if you will.
So it's more of a folky kind of sound, is
not necessarily folky. It's just
because Tom Petty's some high praise, and I'm not.
I know.
I don't know. I have not listened to this. I'm just going to tell you now. I did not do my research into music this week, only because I trust going to the page, and I have not done that because it has been a crazy, crazy weekend.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, I would just call it he's got. Yeah, it's just a really an Americana kind of vibe sound to it.
Gotcha.
And when you think of Tom Petty, you think of somewhere between, Tom Petty wasn't exactly country. He wasn't fully rock. I mean, he was kind of a little bit Americana, he had his own sound. And so that's kind of how I feel like Logan Mize is. But I mean, I guess you really have to listen to it to kind of get that, to understand what I'm saying. His voice is definitely made for country music, but the songs that he does and his sound in general, it's just, I don't know. Like I said, it's just it comes off as very Americana.
The sound is not as much country, but it also is at the same time.
Yeah, if that makes any kind of sense.
Well, it's got to be more country than some of the stuff that's out there. Agreed.
It definitely is. And this is somebody who has, I mean, he's pretty much he struggled for mainstream attention and airplay and everything. And his, like I said, his 2017 Comeback Road album it was really well. It was really good. I thought it was. I don't know how well it did commercially. I mean, I don't remember hearing any songs on even Sirius radio.
Ooh.
But I mean,
that's not a good sign.
That were worthy of it.
That's really not a good sign.
Yeah, but there were definitely songs worthy of radio play on there.
It did. Ouch. Seriously? It did. Apparently, in the U.S., it did 1,600 sales. I don't know if that's right.
That sounds super low.
That's what I'm saying, but it could be.
I mean, I know, with his fans, it did really well. People praised him for it.
I'm looking right now. There's a list of... Oh, good gravy. That was a dumb click.
Oh.
No, it did 1,600.
Oh, wow. That's sad.
But I think that's actual rough copies and not streaming. So that it's hard to judge music now, especially without the idea, like taking the streaming into consideration compared to what we've been used to. It's like, here's a disc, here's a cassette.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And then so Jordan Rager, who's in up and coming, I shouldn't say up and coming because he's been around for a while, but he's still kind of like flies under the radar. But so he released a new song, Colorblind. This is really, really good. So he's from Georgia, and he has that, that natural Georgia sound that we're really familiar with by now, because so many male country artists in the genre right now are from Georgia, and so you kind of recognize it as soon as they open their mouth to sing. But I mean, he's really good. He's got this particular song. The songwriting is really great, and his vocals are really strong. It's an interesting spin on in I Miss You / I Can't Escape Your Memory kind of song. And it's very descriptive. Like, he really nails it on the songwriting on this song. And I think he wrote it, but I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me. Okay. But it's definitely worth checking out if you haven't heard it yet.
I think this is a fair question. I think there's a lot of artists, like when you say that there's always a sound for from Georgia, and I agree with this. There's a lot of sounds that do kind of like you can tell where they're from. Eventually, do you feel that's going to overshadow each other? Like they're just going to start all blending together? They
kind of already have. Like some of them, like so John Langston is from Georgia as well, and who else is from Georgia? I want to say Luke Bryan is from Georgia. I believe Jason Aldean is from Georgia. Cole Swindle's from Georgia. I mean, the list goes on, and it's like as soon as they open their mouths to sing, like they just have that Georgia sound about them. The only one who doesn't, and I could be wrong with this, but I believe Charles Kelly is from Georgia. He's the only one who I don't think has that typical Georgia sound.
There's a lot of singers right now in country that are from Georgia. Holy balls.
Yeah, like it's ridiculous. And again, like they all, I mean, if you're a genuine, like if you're a true country music fan, like you can distinguish between all of them, but it's cutting it close. Like sometimes it's hard. Like you hear and you have to think about, like you generally have to think like, okay, which one is this,
Right.
Just because they all kind of, I don't want to say they sound alike, but it's that Georgia sound, I'm telling you.
Because eventually they kind of start blending together and you lose track of who's who and it gets sad.
Yeah, exactly. That's why when you get somebody who's from like Louisiana or North Carolina or, Alabama or Texas.
Anywhere else.
It makes a difference. Yeah, it's refreshing. And then Madison Kozak released another single, Hey Highway. And so I definitely like Graduation better, but after a couple listens, I really like this song. It's interesting. So she's blaming the highway for her significant other being gone. So I'm not totally sure what happened. If it's like if he died or if he just left, like
maybe he's
just on the road a lot.
Well, I was gonna say maybe he's a truck driver.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's an interesting lyrical approach. So I definitely want you guys to check it out and see for yourself. The vocals are really on point though, and just some really sweet melodies. So, I think she's talented. I think we're gonna have a lot more to hear from her, and I can't wait. So, like I said, Hey Highway by Madison Kozak. Definitely want you guys to listen to that. And then this next one, Andrew Hyatt. So I found him on Instagram because Jaron Johnston wrote one of his songs that he released on Friday. He released 2 songs. The first one, Didn't Know Me, was written by Jaron Johnston, James McNair, and Mark Holman. And so Jaron Johnston posted it on his Instagram, and so that's where I found out about it.
Right.
Really great sound. One of those artists who, I know I probably sound like a broken record, but he's one of those artists who can help bring the genre back to a sound that we recognize. Because right now, a lot of the stuff on country radio.
You've already sold me. I'm a huge cross-Canadian ragweed fan, and I just saw I know they're not from Canada, but I just saw Canada in this, and I'm like, yeah, you got me. Canada country's fantastic, by the way. No one's gone out of their way to do it.
Canada country's making some waves.
It is so strong, and it is huge. Like, Canada has their own sound. I don't know how to explain it.
They do.
It's a folky sound.
Yes.
I'm huge in the Canadian music scene. Don't ask.
Isn't Chad Kroeger from Canada?
Yeah, well. So is Avril Lavigne, but we don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
And so is Celine
and
Dion.
actually, isn't what's his name from Sum 41 Canadian?
I have no idea on that one. So is the Bare Naked Ladies, and I love them.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Love them.
And then Andrew Hyatt's other song, "Hang Around Kind." Yeah, I mean, so they both songs show off how you can balance traditional and modern country. I can't wait to see what comes next from him. So it's definitely somebody you're going to want to keep your eye out on. That's Andrew Hyatt.
I know I'm going to sound terrible when I say this, but every time you say an artist, I'm looking them up. This dude even looks Canadian.
I'm not 100% sure what that means, but okay.
No, if anybody watches Canadian TV, you're going to be like, I get it.
And then somebody who I've heard this name before, and I'm not going to lie, like I don't know why, like I didn't give him the time that I should have, and I think it was because maybe like I thought something else, and I very wrong. So Travis Denning, he's somebody who I could be mistaken, but I'm almost positive his name's been popping up as a songwriter for other like mainstream artists a lot, and so he's released 2 singles, solo singles. The first one I believe was, I want to say it was last year. Okay. And the one last year was called Red, White, and Blue.
Okay.
Amazing song. Like Toby Keith would be super proud of this. So Rich, I'm not sure if you're gonna like this one. But I love it. Like it's so good. And then his new song, which he released Friday, After a Few, excellent. Like this guy's got an excellent sound, unique voice. The story he's telling in After a Few, it's not necessarily new, but the way he tells it feels refreshing.
Have you gone out of your way to listen to any of this guy's like other songs?
Travis Denning?
Yeah.
So his only 2 solo songs are After a Few and Red, White, and Blue.
So you say that, but he's got a Vivo page where one of the songs is David Ashley Parker from Powder Springs.
Yeah, I saw that, but I wasn't sure what that meant.
I don't
It's stupid.
either.
Like that may sound stupid, guys, but I wasn't sure what that meant.
I'm confuzzled.
Yeah, that's why I just counted these 2 as his only 2 solo singles.
I have to go out of my way to hear this just because that's a cool name for a song.
But I feel like I'm hearing a little bit of Stapleton in his voice, like a young Stapleton. And maybe, I don't know, maybe that's why I'm loving it so much. Like I'm not a massive fan of Stapleton's music.
Right.
I love it. I like his voice a lot. But his songs, like there's just a few that I like. You can send your hate mail to straight to strikingchordofficial@gmail.com.
Sharing a TV. No, I'm kidding.
But this guy, I mean, like I said, like you're hearing a little bit of Stapleton in it, but there's something extra special in it that stands out, and it's just I'm so on board with Travis Denning's sound. Like it's not even funny. Like you have to listen to him.
Okay.
And then
I'm going out of my way to hear David Ashley Parker from Powder Springs. That's gonna happen.
Thomas Rhett released his new album Center Point Road. I believe it comes out in 2 weeks.
Right.
And so he released a track off of it on Friday. This one features John Party, and the song is called Beer Can't Fix. I really wanted to like this song a lot.
Oh no!
And
there's a but. I know there's a but.
There's a big but. So I love John Party. And I like Thomas Rhett. You know, I've said this on the podcast before. I think he's been kind of hit or miss because of the styles of music that he chooses. He either can be really country or really pop, I guess. I don't know. But so musically, this song could be better. It's not, I'm not a fan of the groove on this one. It almost has like a modern, upbeat Neon Moon by Brooks and Dunn sound to it. And so Neon Moon by Brooks and Dunn is a classic song, and it's got like, it's a very like, I don't want to say it's a very slow song, but it's got that certain like tone to it. This feels like it's speeding that up a little bit, but not in a good way. And then lyrically, it's not bad, but I think Thomas Rhett can do better. Like, given his track history, like, he can do better. Their voices work well together on the song, because they both have strong voices, but the song overall, to me, I thought it was just okay. I didn't think it was anything to write home about, and that's disappointing because I had high hopes for it.
Well, it happens. It does happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this week he's releasing a duet with Kelsey Ballerini, so hopefully that's better. We'll see. At this point, I'm sorry, Thomas Rhett, but I'm not having high hopes for it at this point. And then, so a song that really surprised me how much I loved it was Halsey's new single, Nightmare. So good. Like, this song is a straight jam, guys. Like, oh my God. If you have not heard it yet, go listen to it. Go turn it up as high as you can. Just blast this song because there's nothing I dislike about the song.
It's a great song. I actually have heard this. Yeah.
Did you listen to it?
Yeah, no, I've got a friend who's huge on Halsey.
And, like, she's not my favorite. Like, I genuinely, like, I like some of her songs. Like, occasionally, like, if I'm in an Uber and, like, the driver has a pop station on and a song comes on, I'm like, oh, so it busts out my Shazam. Turns out it's Halsey singing on it. So I like more songs by her than I would expect to. But this song is so good.
She just became my new favorite person on Twitter. Like, her tweet right now is, "A mullet is a girl's best friend," and maybe the most awesome photo I've ever seen. So,
oh my God,
I'm retweeting that.
So there's a lyric in here. I'm no sweet dream, but I'm a hell of a night. I don't know. I love that. I love that so much. And then another part of the song, I think this is like I forget what verse it is. I've tasted blood and it is sweet. I've had the rug pulled beneath my feet. I've trusted lies and trusted men, broke down and put myself back together again. Like
She's
I am
telling
so
the
here
truth.
for this song.
She's telling the truth. Like, the drag queen in me just wants to be like, yes.
I cannot tell you how much I love this song, and it surprised the hell out of me, but oh my God, it's just a badass song.
She's pretty much a badass person. Let's just call it what it is.
She's really talented. Like, I can't wait to hear more from her as far as her new stuff. And then somebody who is featured on both the pop stations and the country station is Ingrid. I apologize if I pronounced this last name wrong. So it's Ingrid Andress, I believe. So this particular song is called Both.
Oh, yeah, no, I have heard this too.
Yeah, so this is her third single released this year. It's a different sound. She's got really great vocals, though. So this particular one is about a guy wanting both sides, casual but also kind of serious. And she tells him he can't have it both ways. I mean, what girl has not lived through this scenario?
True.
Let's be real.
True.
But I mean, she's got a great, like I said, she's got great vocals. It's almost that like I don't want to say quite like indie, but it's that like, and I don't want to use the word quirky either, but it's that that off-hinder kind of sound to it. Like, it's not your average.
Just say indie.
Vocalist.
Just say indie.
I don't like indie though. That's the problem, and I do like Ingrid Andress. So I don't like using the word indie, but yeah, I guess it could be considered probably more indie.
Indie country, is that a thing?
It is now.
That is going up as a hashtag.
We're just creating genres, not we're subgenres.
Who cares? At this point, there's so many of them. Who cares? Like, let's do it.
True that. And then my group, Lady Antebellum, released a new single after much anticipation. What If I Never Get Over You? I posted the video for this on the Striking a Chord Facebook page, so go check it out. Our
page too, actually.
Did I? I can't remember.
It was Friday. It was Friday, and I got to see a bunch of posts where I was like, I don't have to work today. Woohoo!
I'm on social media so damn much now, trying to promote the podcast that I lose track of what I post.
By the way, I'm just going to tell you something that's kind of business related as we speak. So you can share the Striking a Chord post to the other page, to the magazine page, just letting you know.
Okay.
So that way more people are eyes on yours too.
Yes.
There you go.
We will go into detail about that after the show.
I just wanted to say that during the show. Like, hey.
I'm probably just not tech savvy enough to figure it out. But I'll
do it for you. I'll do it for you. That's easier.
So the new Lady Antebellum song, "What If I Never Get Over You," it feels like classic Lady Antebellum. This is what they do best, like the sad songs.
I can't.
This song will wreck you emotionally, people. It will wreck you.
I can't. Like, I like Lady A. I do. I think they're fantastic. I just don't want to listen to sad music all the time.
But it's good sad music. Like, so I have a guy at work who, like, he gets on his, like, so he's really behind on music. And he gets on his, like, tangents where he'll be, like, be super into, like, sad country. And it's, like, usually, like, 2000s sad country. And, like, the way he explains it to me when he gets into work. Yeah, like, he'll be in the car and he'll have the window rolled down and he'll be like Brad Paisley and Carrie Underwood, like, remind me, and he'll be like, yeah, like, he'll be getting really into it, and then he remembers that, like, people can see him, and so he rolls the window up so nobody can hear him singing along to these sad songs, and I always, like, tease him. I'm like, I'm a little worried about you, like, who jams out to, like, sad songs, like, religiously, you know what I mean? Like,
people who are clowns on the weekend.
People who are what?
Clowns on the weekend.
That's funny.
That's true.
So, Charles Kelly is one of my favorite country singers. I think he has one of the best voices in country music. His and Hillary's harmonies are just perfect together, and this song really highlights that. So, I mean, I love this song. I've really had it on repeat quite a bit since Friday. So I highly recommend, if you have not heard it yet, go listen to it.
Apparently, they have a collaboration coming up on this album, too, that is a surprise. Yeah, a pop collaboration.
Uh-oh, with who?
It doesn't say. They're just teasing it.
These damn teases.
Ooh.
I'm really excited for that now.
It's probably Ed Sheeran. That dude's doing music with everybody.
You think it'll be Ed Sheeran? I don't know.
Ed Sheeran's getting ready to release an album of nothing but, like...
duets?
Yeah, collaboration songs. It's coming, people.
So did you see his Instagram recently?
Yes.
Do you know who the next collaboration is going to be with? Because if it's Lil Nas X, I'm done.
Hey, that dude's on fire. That dude's on fire.
Ugh.
That dude's on fire.
Please, Ed Sheeran, do not collaborate with Lil Nas X.
Hey, if it's good, I don't care. If it's good, I'm fine with it. I don't want to hear like a collaboration of... I'm going to get hate mail. I'm fine with it. I don't want to hear another Kid Rock Sheryl Crow song. That's all I ask for in life.
I mean, Picture was huge.
I know, but it was still, like, I don't know. I always felt like I needed a shower after that song. I don't want any more music like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. That song made me feel skeevy.
You got to explain, because I don't understand.
Kid Rock comes across as a dude who never showers. Let's just call it what it is. Like,
he's actually a really intelligent person.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that. He just comes across as a dude who never showers. Tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, I guess.
That video, like the video and like the song, it's just, it made me want to shower like every time. Like, I have nothing against Kid Rock. Like, that was my jam back in 1998.
Yeah.
Like, not that song, but when, like, Devil Without a Cause came out, I'm like, yes. And American Badass. I'm 100% in with all of this. But
yeah,
no, like after, like, I don't hate Picture, but I don't like, I don't love Picture.
Yeah.
It's not one of those songs that I'm going to listen to on my own. Like,
yeah, I can see that. Like, if it comes on the radio and there's nothing else on the other stations, I'll sing along to it.
Because one of the very first songs I ever played in radio was his summer song from 2007 or 8.
Oh, All Summer Long?
Yes. And I'm like, I don't know how to feel about this, because it's just a take on Werewolf in London. And I'm like,
and Sweet Home Alabama.
I didn't want to. It's like two songs that you sampled for this one song that's nowhere near as good as the two songs you sampled.
But it's amazing how much, and this is like,
I don't know how we get onto Kid Rock, but I'm just like, that's the first thing.
It's amazing how many like older women love that song. Like, you play that song at a block party or at a concert or at a bar, and like all the cougars are on the dance floor. Like,
I watched it happen.
That song.
I watched it happen this past weekend. Like, I watched that in real time. It's like, da, 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 da. Oh god.
It's crazy. Like, the Cougars go nuts for that song.
It's a cougar anthem.
Yeah, exactly. It's a cougar anthem.
I don't hate, like I said, I don't hate Hit Kid Rock at all, but I'm just
not at all.
Like, but the picture song's kind of skeevy. I just want better collaborations than that. That's all I ask for.
Yeah, I agree. I can agree with that. So Tyler Braden, who we've mentioned on the podcast before, his previous 2 songs, one from 2017, one from 2018. There's Red Wine and Leave Me Alone. He was one of our artists to watch early on in the podcast. He released a new song Friday called Thank Me For That. And, oh my God, like, I really, really love his sound. This is such a great song. The storytelling is really great. I feel like he's I'm probably going to get hate mail for this. He's a better Luke Combs.
You really don't like Luke Combs, do you?
It's not that I don't like Luke Combs. I think there's guys out there who have a similar sound, but they're doing it better. Like, the songs are better. And I think this is, like, Tyler Braden is an example of that.
I'm looking at the lyrics to this song. I'll be honest with you, I don't even know if I've heard Luke Combs. I know I probably have, but
you can't escape Luke Combs. Like, his songs are all over the radio.
I don't listen to actual radio. Do you know this?
I feel like I probably did know that, but I don't know.
Because I can't stand our radio stations.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
So, but yeah, continue on.
I mean, there was literally, like, one morning where I was in the car on the way to the train station, and I put on one country station, and Luke Combs had one song on, and I was like, oh, and I went to another station, and it was a different Luke Combs song. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I can't escape this guy.
I don't, do I say what I want to say?
Uh-oh.
Do I trust anybody with a neck beard?
Neck beard?
I mean, it's a nerd, right? It's like a horrible. It's actually slander towards the nerd community, but Luke Combs has the neck beard.
So I mean, he's a cool guy. Like, from the interviews I've heard and everything, like, I respect everything he's done, and like I said, he comes off like a really cool guy. I'm just not a big fan of his music. That's all.
I'm gonna have to look. I may have heard his stuff. I may not have heard his stuff. I don't really know.
You had to have heard it.
Oh, I probably have heard Beer Never. Oh, yes, I have, because I actually have a late When It Rains It Pours. I have heard.
Yeah, I can't stand that song.
That's about the only one that I have clicked. So, hey, because I think that song's in my video killed playlist.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's a terrible video. So if it's, it was like, all right.
It went downhill really fast.
Yeah, no, I was like, did I listen to this? And then I saw what playlist is, and I did listen to this. Okay.
But yeah, Tyler Braden he's from Alabama, so it's a little bit different sound. I really, really am so on board with him. I highly recommend Tyler Braden to everyone, especially if you're a country fan. So yeah, I'm looking forward to a full album from him. And then yesterday, Jon Pardi released a new song. This is his first new music since 2016's California Sunrise. And he had a lot of success with that album. That year, I think that was my #1 album of the year. And so it's been 3 years. Jon Pardi has a great throwback sound. It's definitely needed on country radio. But this particular song, so it's called Heartache Medication. Musically, it's vintage, and I like it. It works.
I dig the title,
especially with his voice. Vocally, not bad. Lyrically, it doesn't. There's nothing wrong with the lyrics. Don't get me wrong, but lyrically, it doesn't fit with the music. Like, something just doesn't feel right. Like, it doesn't. It's not clicking or connecting. It doesn't feel as natural as his previous releases. Maybe it's just me. Could very well be. But this song
is this a sophomore
really
album?
Do it for me. No, this is going to be his 3rd album.
Okay, I didn't know if this was his sophomore album or like the first album released after he actually did like something huge come out, or. So
he had his first album, Underground. It did really well. Like, if you go to his concerts, people know the words to those songs. But California Sunrise was his first mainstream success.
Okay,
that was his sophomore album.
Okay, so technically for casual fans, it's almost the second one. in a way.
I mean, almost, but technically it's...
No, I get where you're coming from.
It's his third album.
Right.
Yeah.
I get where you're coming from.
But yeah, this song just... It was really disappointing for me. Again, like, it's not bad. There's nothing really wrong with it. It just... The lyrics didn't connect with the music, I felt like. So I'm hoping that the rest of what he releases is going to be better. But yeah, I don't know. This just didn't really do it for me. Not gonna lie. And you know what? I'm finding in my music trends that the bigger artists in country, I'm more and more disappointed by, and I'm more and more impressed by the up and coming, rising, under the radar singers.
Where in like other genres, that's going to the complete opposite.
Yes, exactly.
That happens. It definitely happens.
Yeah. So that was my disappointment with John Party, and then so that was all my new music alerts from Friday. So not too many, but a decent amount. And then, so on the road for right now, there were still a couple new tour announcements that I saw. But like I said, going forward, since most everything's been announced and stuff is starting to kick off now, we're probably just going to use this segment to go over concert reviews. But in the meantime, Ghost added new dates to the Ultimate Tour named Death, which is a very unusual tour name.
Yeah.
And they are touring with Nothing More.
Okay.
So over the weekend, they played Chicago Open Air at what used to be called Toyota Park. I don't know what it's called now. I didn't go, but I heard that they put on a good show. I'm not a huge Ghost fan. I think there's maybe one song that I like.
Yeah, they're not one of my favorites.
Yeah. But Chord and Alice in Chains announced the tour. It's the Fever 333 and HO9909 summer tour. Oh, no, wait, that's the band. I'm sorry. So it's Chord and Alice in Chains with Under Oath, Fever 333, and HO9909. It's their summer tour, which kicks off July 18th. And then John Party announced its small tour. Not very many cities, but it's a Heartache Medication tour in honor of his new album. And he has with him Riley Green.
Okay.
Yeah. So those are the only 3 tour announcements I have.
Can't believe
I don't know
Korn
if you have any.
No, I don't. I can't believe Korn's still making music.
Well, I don't know if they've made anything recently.
Well, no, because they cover it. Like, they're just a cover band now.
Jonathan Davis did put out a solo album, I want to say last year. The single was really good, and then the rest kind of didn't really do anything for me.
Yeah, it's how it normally
goes. It was really different.
I don't hate Korn, just to let everyone know.
No, I don't either. Jonathan Davis is really talented. But the solo album didn't really do it for me.
So I guess it's concert time? Is that what we're...
Almost. So we're going to jump into music news.
Okay.
Slipknot unveiled new masks in their Unsainted video.
Is this a big thing? Like,
it popped up in my newsfeed, so I was like, I'm sure there's some Slipknot fans out there that are interested in this.
I like Slipknot to a point.
And I think they're working on new music because Stone Sour is taking a hiatus right now.
I love Stone Sour, though.
Yeah, I definitely prefer Stone Sour to Slipknot.
It is interesting how he can go from Stone Sour to Slipknot and not bat an eye.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely give it to Corey Taylor for that. Goo Goo Dolls are working on a new album.
Yes.
It's titled Miracle Pill, which is going to be released in September. And according to Johnny Resnick, it is a metaphor for instant gratification. So I thought that was pretty cool. I'm excited for this new album. Guys, so far in 2019, we've got new music from Rob Thomas, OAR, Lady Antebellum, who else? Who else did we get new music from that we were like Taylor Swift? And now we're going to be getting new music from Goo Goo Dolls. Like, this is going to be one hell of a year for music.
It's going to be the best year in a long time.
Yeah, I think so. And then this next one will segue into our concert reviews. Howie Day is working on new music. He is going into the studio to record after this current tour wraps. And so I got to see him on Thursday night at City Winery.
Cool venue, by the way. After seeing the photos, it looked really nice.
Yeah, so if you live like in New York City or Atlanta or Chicago, or I'm sure they're in a bunch of other cities too, definitely go check out a show at City Winery. It's much more intimate, but it's really, really cool. The sound is really, really great, and it's just an overall way like better experience. So Howie Day, for most people, probably recognize him as the guy who sang Collide, which was in quite a few like chick movies in the early 2000s. But
holy crap,
so underrated.
You texted me and was like, I just saw Howie Day, and I'm like, what? That guy's still going? I wasn't even trying to be mean. I was just like, what?
Yeah, and so he hasn't put out a full new album since 2015. But he is currently working on it because he played a new song. And then on Instagram, he posted that he was going to be, after he wraps his tour, he's going to be going into the studio to work on it. Dude has a phenomenal voice. Like, amazing talent. Like, I cannot stress that enough. Like, from the first note of the first song when he opened his mouth, like, I was just blown away. So, for anyone who has seen Morgan Evans, Kelsey Ballerini's husband, in concert, he's from Australia, and his band stayed in Australia, right? So when he tours now, he does what he calls like his own like one-man band, and so he uses this like pedal loop, which basically like kind of plays the other I don't want to say plays the other instruments, but like it allows for a bigger sound with just one person.
Gotcha.
And so Howie Day uses that too, but for him, like what he does, like he'll play something like live, and then it records it into the pedal, so then he can play it back, and like he'll like take like a beat, and like you'll hear that almost like an echo, kind of like how you would record it in the studio, but this is live. And I mean, some people may think that the pedal is cheating, but I'm telling you, you have to see it to understand what I'm saying. It was so good. Like, I cannot stress it enough. Like, and so you listen to his studio albums and you're like, yeah, he's good. But then you see him live, it's a totally different experience, you guys. I feel like he's holding back on his records because, like, to fully appreciate and comprehend his talent, you have to see him live. He has a really dedicated following too, like sold out show, and he sells out every time he comes.
I'm a little surprised, but it is Chicago. Like, I figure if he came somewhere close to me, it wouldn't sell out at all, but it might. People are crazy.
So I went back and listened to his song, like his albums, and so the tracks that I recommend are Treetops, which is off of the 2015 album. She Says, which is off of the Australia album, which if you listen to any album from front to back, listen to Australia. It's the first album, really good. So She Says, Sorry, So Sorry, Collide, obviously. Be There, which was a hit, Perfect Time of Day, which is about death, even though it's kind of an upbeat song.
Sounds about right.
And then Numbness for Sound, Sunday Morning Song, Weightless. And, I mean, those are just the ones that really stuck out to me. But, I mean, he's got a whole bunch, and I cannot stress enough how incredible he is.
So, did you know Collide was co-wrote by the lead singer of Better Than Ezra?
I'm not surprised. That guy has his hands in quite a bit.
And I did not know that until I just looked it up and went, oh, I love Better Than Ezra, and I'm okay with this. Better Than Ezra is awesome.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if you get the chance, go see Howie Day live. Like, I am officially a fan for life. Like, I will go see him every time now.
After you sent me the photo, I was like, I gotta go. This looks good, but it's someone I haven't heard of probably since 2005, honestly.
Right, yep.
Like, I went, that guy's still alive. And I wasn't trying to be mean when I texted you that back either, because I'm like, what?
Yeah, no, I think a lot of people, like, forget about him because, you know, you don't really hear anything new from him, really. But, yeah, I mean, and he's a good-looking guy. He really is. Like, my friend and I were, my cousin-in-law that I went with and my sister-in-law, we were sitting there, we're like, he's really good looking. Like, we would, this sounds really bad, guys, I'm sorry, but like, we would go home with him. Like, that was like the joke of the night. Like, that's what we would say. Like, it was just funny. But yeah, for the ladies listening, like, he's very attractive, and he's got the voice to match it. So I highly recommend seeing him live.
Right on. That's someone. I know that'll be a small bar for me, but I'm in.
Yeah. But so tell us about the concert that you went to.
Okay, so first of all, I didn't know how to expect. You know how long it's been since I've been to an actual country concert?
Really?
Yeah, it's been like 2009.
Oh wow.
2010. It's been a while. And not a knock on country at all. It's just I haven't been to a country concert more or less because I just didn't want to go. And well, around here it's a little bit different going to country shows, just a little different. And so this is my first country concert in a long time. I didn't know what to expect. I overdressed and.
You overdressed?
Yeah, I overdressed. Because I thought, anytime you wear Converse to anything country, you are overdressed. And that's just a joke. Don't worry, people. I'm not. Calm down. But honestly, I was surprised. I think that's the best word to take from the concert, because Jimmy Allen was the opening act, and it kind of just abruptly started. It was kind of in a way that I didn't expect. It just kind of was like, here's Jimmy Allen. Okay. But for an opening act, I believe he was fantastic as an opener for a show like this, because he got the crowd going, because not only was he all over the stage, all over the pit area, he was actually running up in the crowd and singing. Like, he went back. So there's lawn seating. He even went all the way back into the lawn seating and was just clapping, like high-fiving fans and singing the song. And he only did 4 songs, which was 4 or 5, which was I'm a little bummed out about, because I was like, I kind of want to see more of him. What now? Hello? We may have lost Manda. Oh, you're back. Okay. We lost you for a minute. We're good. So,
okay.
He did 4 or 5 songs, which was I'm a little bummed out about that, because he had so much energy. And then he told a story about his grandmother passing, and he wears her scarf around his guitar, and it was just like, oh, that's sweet. People liked him. Like, he came across as a genuine star, where I hate to say this, where Billy Currington didn't.
See, now I saw Billy Currington last summer at Windy City Lake Shake, and he was great live.
That's not my problem. You are now following someone who just ran all over this venue. Like, you are now having to follow this. Like, Billy Currington maybe should have been the opening act.
You think so?
I know that's crappy to say, but as great as, like, I know more of Billy Currington's songs, but Billy Currington never moved. Like, it was just one spot, one like area the whole time he's on stage.
See, now that's unusual, because at Lake Shake he did move around.
Yeah, there was a pit and everything, and I mean he probably went to the pit once, like the stage on the pit, one or two times throughout the entire night, but he just stood in this one spot and then just kind of walked back and forth on the stage, like in that area.
Huh.
I'm going to say this, and I know a lot of people who love Billy Currington's going to be mad at me, but I think at this point, he's happy he's doing music, and you can tell that, and that's great. That comes across awesome.
Yeah.
But I think Billy Currington's starting to come on the downslope a little bit.
Yeah, his last single didn't really do much. Didn't really do well.
So this might be one of the last big tours he's on, because I think he's getting ready to hit that state fair circuit.
Huh.
And that's not a knock, because I feel artists love those things, but I think he's getting ready to go on that state fair. I'm going to be the headliner of the state fair, which isn't a bad thing.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, I think he's on the downslope. But outside that, then they brought on this beatboxer by the name of Verbal Ace, and look him up on YouTube. That's all I need to say. He's fantastic. Like, we're sitting there kind of like, what is going on? And then he does his routine, and he does Cotton Eye Joe and the theme to Beverly Hills Cop at the same time with just his voice. That's it. And I'm thinking, dude, this was worth it right here. he was just crazy talented. Like Rascal
That's
Flatts.
random.
Yeah, Rascal Flatts was like, here's a special guest. It was this guy. And I was like, all right. And then Rascal Flatts took the stage, and I've got to tell you, I'm not the biggest Rascal Flatts fan. I have made that new statement numerous times. I'm still not the biggest Rascal Flatts fan. But if someone asked me to go to a Rascal Flatts concert now, I probably wouldn't oppose.
Yeah, they are really good live.
It's not one I'm going to seek out myself, but if someone else wants to go, I'll probably go. They're fun. They're kind of energetic. Like, they're getting older at this point, so that's kind of hard to do.
Yeah.
But I think it was a good, real, like, tour experience for me to see them just doing their hits and not promoting an album. Because I think if I was just watched them promote an album, I would have been the worst fan there. But they did every song, and they sang Mayberry, which I almost
Mayberry?
Yeah, I almost jumped off this. Like, I almost said the F word. So they did Mayberry. I come off my seat. I am singing, and I am almost running in the aisle. That's how excited I was, because that's my favorite Rascal Flatts song.
Oh, wow.
Because, like, if I'm gonna go to a Rascal Flatts song, and please, for the love of goodness, sing Mayberry, and that was like the third song of the night, and I went, I'm good, I can go home now. So, but they did a weird rendition of, is it Waiting for Daylight?
I mean, that's one of their songs.
Their first real, like, one of their first hits.
Okay. Oh, Praying
for Daylight. Yeah. They did a weird version of that where they kind of popped it. Like, they turned it into a pop song.
Huh.
It sucked. Like, it sucked like that. It was not good. No, and no. And of course, they did Life is a Highway and all of those songs. They're fine. Like, I think the lead singer sounds better live than on recording.
That's interesting.
Because I think his voice I think he's whiny. I just think he comes across whiny on recordings, but live he doesn't.
Yeah.
So
I mean, there are certain artists who are just better live, and then there's some artists who are better on
recorded, and that's Katy Perry. But I was sitting there going, well, this is not what I expected. But I was not disappointed. I went.
That's good.
I enjoyed myself. I think Jimmy Allen's a star, and I know I think you and Annie talked about that like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean, he seems like a great guy, and I like totally respect like how he's like built himself from the ground up. But
like his music, I'm not the biggest fan of his songs.
Right, exactly.
But his live performance is so good that might be able to outweigh it.
You think so? Because I mean, if you're gonna you could be a great performer, but if you don't have the songs, like, what do you do now?
Well, I mean, he's what?
I
mean, how many albums is he in? 2 at this point?
One.
Okay, so that's his freshman album. He's gonna get a sophomore album. We'll know after that probably how he stands, because he's gonna be. I'm gonna say it. If he gets one great song, he's gonna have a bottle rocket strapped to him.
Yeah.
Because he has something he has kind of it when it comes to dealing with interacting with audiences, where, and as much as I love Rascal Flatts for this evening, they didn't even have as much crowd interaction as Jimmy Allen did.
Really?
Yeah. But I mean, the dude ran through the entire crowd.
Huh.
I mean, he was all about just meeting fans.
Yeah.
And
I think that
I appreciate
in his stage of a career, that's kind of how you have to start.
Yeah, and I appreciate that more. I like when an artist talks to the fans. I enjoy that. I appreciate that. Rascal Flatts didn't really do that till towards the end. And it was right after, when they do the encore set, and it's they go off stage, you think that's the end of the concert, and then they right. It's not. That's pretty much when they started, the one guy, not the lead singer, but I want to say the lead guitarist.
Oh, so there's Jodan.
Yeah.
And there's what's the other guy's name?
I couldn't tell you the name. The blonde one, not the lead singer, but the other blonde one.
So the blonde guitar player is Jodan.
Okay, so he's the one who talks to the fans the one time, and I was like, okay, that's kind of cool, but Billy Currington did talk to us, and I was fine with that. I enjoyed that, but it just seemed like Billy Currington. I felt like I was just at a state fair performance, and it was kind of weak.
Yeah.
But It wasn't the worst concert I've been to, so I think that's a moral victory.
So that tour came to Chicago the day after you saw them.
Yeah.
And I saw the Insta stories and everything from the country radio stations on Instagram. And so Rascal Flatts did something a little bit different with God Bless the Broken Road, where they came and just the three of them sat on stools, and it was like they had somebody playing the piano in the background.
They did that
which they usually don't do.
They did that in St. Louis too.
Yeah. I can't remember if that's how it's been on previous tours when they've performed that song, but I thought that was really cool. It seemed a little bit more intimate.
Oh no, their performances crazy good. Like it was weird to actually see that, where I went, I was not expecting this to be this good. Like I've been told they're great live, and I'm like,
yeah, they are.
Okay, you guys could tell me that all day long, and I'm not gonna ever believe you. And I'm not trying to say that to be mean, but they were a lot more fun than I expected.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you finally got to see them.
Yeah, no, they're not, like I said, I now have added a country artist to now here's a problem. So during sets, like during each artist and during the time frame, they have the dude that did the beatboxing on their Instagram right now. The dude was wearing like a Michael Jackson like shiny jacket, and when the lights hit him, it would reflect the lights off back in the crowd. It was really cool. Okay, sorry. That dude impressed me. Like anybody who can do that much with their voice, it's awesome. Okay. So here's one issue that I took with this. So every time between artists, you got like all of these new music. You got music playing. Of course, they played Old Town Road.
Oh, of course.
In fact, Rascal Flatts sang it.
Oh, no.
And I appreciate when artists do covers, and they did a Maroon 5 cover, and they killed that. But I realized I put someone on my bucket list for country.
Okay.
I have to go see Casey Musgraves now.
Oh, no.
I love her, but after like they put on like a few of the songs, and the entire crowd was more into that than they were like most of the songs played. I'm like, yeah, that's not good. That's not good.
Yeah, I'm not really a Casey Musgraves fan.
I think I've become one more so over the last couple of months, but yeah, no, like I said, it wasn't the worst concert I've been to.
Well, that's good.
I was expecting it to be the worst concert I've been to, though.
Oh no. That would not, trust me. I've seen I try not to go to shitty concerts, but I'm sure there's way worse people that you could have seen.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
So I think that wraps up our concert reviews. And then, so I keep forgetting about this, and I end up including it like towards the end. So Amanda's music picks of the week. I know I was on like the Rob Thomas for a long time, and I still am.
I swear to God, if you tell me Chip Tube Smile, which they played in between, and I was like, yeah, I can get behind this.
So my picks of the week this week for you guys are Lady Antebellum's new song, What If I Never Get Over You.
Of course.
I'm telling you, like, I've really had that on repeat a lot. Travis Denning's two songs that I was also telling you about, After a Few and then Red, White, and Blue. Tyler Braden, Thank Me for That. And then Howie Day's first album, Australia. Those are my picks of the week. That's really what I've been listening to a lot lately. Yeah. So
can I throw in?
That's what I recommend first.
Can I throw in something?
Yeah.
I actually want to throw two. I want to throw in what I actually started listening to on the way to St. Louis to see the concert.
Okay.
I had a throwback to 2002.
Uh-oh.
I started listening to Good Charlotte's The Young and the Hopeless, and I don't know why, but I was like, yeah, let's do this. I forgot how much fun that album is.
Fun is probably a good word for it.
It's not a great album.
Not very good.
You can say that, but I enjoyed it. It's not the best album. It's not going to light the world. It didn't light the world on fire, but
right. Dance Floor Anthem is a catchy song. Like, that's cool. But the rest of it didn't really do anything for me.
I enjoyed Good Charlotte. No, they're technically the pop goth, but that's a thing. But I did enjoy it. So I kind of went back and was listening to that.
Yeah, I enjoy Good Charlotte, but that was not my favorite album by them.
Oh no! But that was one of those. I was like, okay, I'll give this a shot. I'll listen to this again. I don't care.
An interesting choice to listen to on the way to a country concert.
Well, I did want to listen to country because I feel like that's just I don't want to fall into that stereotype. Like, I don't want to just listen to the music I'm getting ready to go see live. Like, that's just boring. And also, I'm listening to AJR right now.
Okay.
No, if you haven't listened to them, do so. They're indie, 100%. I can't even deny it, but they're good. They're good live.
They're the band that I always turn off when I see them pop up on the radio because I don't know anything by them. And like I never keep it on long enough to listen to them, so I just turn it.
I need to send you Netflix trip. I need to send you Netflix trip because I think you'll enjoy that.
Maybe. I know you mentioned them before.
I'm gonna tell you that's what I'm listening to. Like 70. I'm listening to a lot of 90s music right now, so there's that. Like I'm listening to Mighty Mighty Boss Tones a lot. So,
nice.
Yeah, no, it's a 90s world over here.
You can never go wrong with the 90s music.
Unless it's Creed. All right, continue.
So that then puts us into our feature segment.
Deal.
Which is just the best of Taylor Swift.
T-Swizzle.
Yep.
I can't believe that she called herself T-Swizzle one time, and it's just like, I'm going to call her that forever.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the whole T-Swizzle thing.
Cracks me up, though. Cracks me up.
My coworker was like, he always judges me for loving Taylor Swift, and so he randomly texted me and was like, what do Taylor Swift fans call each other or call themselves? And I told him Swifties, but I'm trying to see what he said, what he asked, what it was. Let me see if I can find it. He said, what do T-Swift fans call themselves? Swiftaroos? I was like, no, Swifties.
But I'm okay with being called the Swiftaroo. Like, I'm fine with that. Like, that's like the coolest name ever. That's right next to Dunkaroo, and I loved those things growing up. Like, you could call me a Swiftaroo, and I'm fine. No, I love Taylor Swift. Oh, Taylor Swift. Like, I don't know I don't know how I got into the Taylor Swift, but it happened. It just happened.
Yeah, so I remember seeing the video for Tim McGraw and then Teardrops on My Guitar. And Teardrops on My Guitar was really what did it for me. Because it was like at the time when, like you're young and like just like the lyrics like in her song, like they were literally like something like right out of like her diary.
Oh yeah.
And so it was very like relatable and appealing, you know?
I can think the first thing I heard was probably I remember hearing Tim McGraw. It's weird that I don't remember that song as well as I do her others though.
Really?
Yeah, I remember Picture to Burn more than I do Tim McGraw.
Picture to Burn was a fun video.
That's probably one of my favorite Taylor Swift videos of all time. That's probably like number 4. Like that video is fantastic.
So I think how we said we were going to do this was we'll rate the songs by album because trying to do them as a whole is just way too hard.
Oh boy.
So I guess we'll go backwards. So we'll start with her self-titled album.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Look.
So
all of them. All are number ones. All of them. We're done here.
Tim McGraw, Picture to Burn, Teardrops on My Guitar. A Place in This World was a good song, and I know it wasn't a single. Right. Should Have Said No is probably my favorite song on that album. That
song is so underrated in her like grand catalog.
Yes, it's so underrated.
Because I believe Teardrops and Tear McGraw. There we go. That's not just Tim McGraw. That's Tim McGraw's kid when he becomes a bull rider. Tim McGraw and Teardrops on My Guitar are like the two songs, and our song, I guess, are the songs that are really remembered off this album that came out, that got released. But Should Have Said No is very underrated.
It's super underrated. And so fun fact for anyone who didn't see the Reputation tour, towards the end of the set, she does a mashup of Bad Blood and Should Have Said No, and it's phenomenal.
I
didn't know I needed that mashup in my life until I heard it live.
I did not see that coming, and that was awesome.
It was so good. Our song, so she did this. So you know how every stop of the tour, she was doing a different song acoustic?
Yeah.
So in Chicago, she did Our Song. And so that was her first number one.
Right.
Tim McGraw and Teardrops on My Guitar and Picture to Burn did not go number 1.
Right, and that's weird because those are the 2 songs that everybody really lists off this album.
Yeah. But I mean, when she sang our song, like that whole place like lit up, like everyone was singing like as loud as possible.
It's a great song, though.
Yeah. And then also a couple more like underrated songs are The Outside and I'm Only Me When I'm With You off of that album.
So now I'm just like, I want to go listen to this. I am. I'm going to go listen to this. Lies on. Oh, wow. There's the songs you mentioned, by the way, are on the reissue edition as bonus tracks. I did not know this. I did not know there was all these different versions of this.
Yeah, they usually do that like afterward. They come out with the deluxe version or whatever you want to call it.
That shows how big the album was.
Yeah.
Do I think this is our, like, where do you rank the album? I think if we can do songs, we can rank an album because the album ranking is going to be a lot easier to do in the grand scheme of things.
So this is not my favorite album.
I don't even know. I think this might be my least favorite album, which is really crazy to say.
Yeah, I mean, I you know what? I would probably have to concur with that.
And it sucks because I love like
it's a good album.
Two of the songs
it's a
are
really great album.
And then Fearless.
Oh my God, Fearless.
So I was in radio when this came out, and I got to do one of the early I got to do one of the radio interviews, like the radio junket interviews with her, and I'm like, this is the great. Like I've peaked because I mean I know she was a star, but then like this album came out and it just went. I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. Like this album went just. I don't want to say viral because that's not the word I'm looking for.
I mean, it definitely went platinum.
It
like
blew,
as far as like record sales.
It blew the F up.
Yeah.
That pretty much
I
sums
think this
it
went
up.
Multi-platinum, to be honest with you.
Yeah, this is. I think this one. I know this one did better than her first one.
Yeah, for sure. Fearless is a great song. I love that song.
Great song. Yeah, no, I agree.
Love Story. I mean, you can look at it and call it cheesy if you want to, but find me somebody who won't sing along to that song every time it comes on.
No, that's true. Like everybody I know will sing that.
And when she performed this live, oh my God, like talk about an incredible moment. Like hearing like a stadium full of people singing along to every single word of that song. Like it was just one of those moments where you're like, wow, like it's really cool to be a part of this.
I'm still trying to remember which song she did live acoustic at our show.
Yeah, because she switched it up for every show.
Yeah.
I think it was Texas that she did All Too Well.
Because it was like, why don't I remember this?
But yeah, I think my favorite song off of Fearless is You're Not Sorry.
I'm gonna.
Because it's such a powerful song.
I think she did this one at our show.
Really?
I think. She did 2 songs that I'm like, wow, I haven't heard those in effing forever. One of them was a power song too. Like one of the acoustic tracks she did was a power song.
Huh.
And the crowd was like, everybody was singing along, but it was one of the slower songs.
Okay.
And I was fine with it.
Yeah, I love You're Not Sorry. I love White Horse.
This is going to be where I'm going to sound like a jackass when I say what my favorite one was.
Uh-oh. You belong with me?
Yep. Okay, so as much as this is probably my 3rd favorite Taylor Swift album, that song and that video, I don't know what it is about both, but those are both just 2 epic moments in music.
Yeah.
Because I think You Belong With Me is really the song that was like, here's Taylor Swift, and here's Taylor Swift radio, and she's been doing great. And Picture to Burn's her best video up at this point. I fully believe that. And then You Belong With Me came out, and you got to see Fun Taylor.
Yeah, like it was just like her being unapologetically herself, and that's what I love. And I think that's what like so many young girls were able to relate to.
That was the first time you got to see the side of Taylor where it's like, I'm fun.
Yep.
And it blew up.
Yeah, definitely. That was also, unfortunately, the era where the whole Kanye MTV Video Music Award thing happened.
Yeah, well,
which we're still not over that.
We're not going to discuss that.
No.
Even though I'm not going to say anything wrong with that Beyonce video. It's a great video, but it is not as good as You Belong With Me.
I mean, it was just black and white and people dancing. Like, that was it. The same routine.
I was fine with it.
It was synchronized dancing in black and white.
This is true.
Like, what is so great? Like, is it artistic? Maybe. Is it like a great video? No. I'm sorry. Send your hate mail to me, but I wasn't a fan.
I'm still freaking out that I got to see Taylor live. Hold on.
I know. Tell me about it.
Like, it just happened. Like, I had a moment.
Yeah. So the Fearless album was also where she collaborated with Colby Calais for Breathe. That's a really great song.
That's a really good song. I agree. Yeah.
One of the songs I actually really love on this album, and not because it's a great song, but it's just like kind of quirky and cute and fun, is Hey Stephen. And so she wrote that about Stephen God forgive me. I don't know if it's Stephen Barkles or Barkley from Love and Theft.
Yep.
They were on tour, like she was opening for them, and like she got to know them really well, and like she kind of had a crush on him, and he had I don't think he had like any idea until like he heard the song, and like he thought it was like the most flattering thing.
The song that Taylor did acoustic, by the way, in Kansas City was The Story of Us.
Oh my god! So we'll get to it when we talk about Speak Now, but like I love that song.
It's the first time she's performed it live since 2013.
Oh my god! I wish I could have seen that.
Yeah, that was a great moment.
I love that song.
I actually have the set list from Kansas City, and I mean, like, I know there's like it was mostly all the same, with the exception of like the acoustic stuff. And
yeah,
I'm like, yeah, no, the acoustic, it got me. It got me.
Yeah, I mean, to go from like this big production to just the acoustic guitar and her voice, like in a stadium full of people, like who else can do that and still like capture everyone's attention? Like everyone was just completely like entranced by her. Like it was absolutely incredible.
Wow. Okay, so I looked up the Fearless tour because, of course, and then seeing who were the opening acts on the Fearless tour, and my mind is a little bit blown at this point in life. So,
who were they?
So in Europe, it was Justin Bieber.
Oh, wow.
And in the U.S., it was Kelly Pickler and Gloriana.
Okay.
Which I forgot Gloriana existed until just now.
Yeah, and they had some good songs together as a trio, but now they broke up, and the chick Rachel, now she's gone solo.
Oh, right on. I liked Gloriana too. That makes me sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could have been really, really, really great.
No, that was the Fearless tour. Oh God, I'm going to keep the tour listing up now. Oh, that's great. That's great, because now I've got all of them. Where do you rank the album? Oh, I was going to say, where do you rank this album?
Oh God, this is one of my favorite albums by her. So, and I mean, this was on my list of most influential albums, going back to episode 1 of this podcast.
It was.
I mean, this one has to be up there. I'm not gonna lie.
I've got it as, for me, my number 3.
Oh,
I know that, and that's low because it would have been it was number 2, so that should tell you something.
Yeah. Where would I put this? I mean, 2 or 3 probably sounds about right, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 2 or 3 right now.
Until later, and then we'll kind of we'll figure it out.
I thought the video for 15 was really great.
It's a good video.
Yeah.
Taylor.
And the video for Love Story was just a gorgeous video. Forever and Always and Tell Me Why I thought were really good songs too off this album.
Yep.
So then that moves us into Speak Now territory.
So I did not like this album when it first came out as much as I did Fearless, and then like over time.
I love this album.
Like, it's been one of those that over time, I'm like, this album is not that bad.
So this one, I love it because it mixes the country with the pop rock. And this is the sound that I hope we get on this new album. Because songs like The Story of Us and Better Than Revenge and Long Live. Like, I love that sound. Long Live is my favorite song on this album. It's so underrated. I mean, I know she played it live on the Reputation tour with just a piano, but it's still, in my opinion, an underrated song. Like, I absolutely love that song. And then you have the country, you know, what Mean and Mine, and then Sparks Fly kind of started that, like, that going into that, like, pop country, pop rock sound. And then Story of Us and Better Than Revenge totally took over for the pop rock. Like I said, Story of Us is one of my favorite songs on this album, one of my favorite songs by her in general.
So, this album has, I agree with you, there's like so many great songs on this album. I am going to talk, because I know music videos probably more than I do anything. I think Mean's her most underrated music video. You
think so?
I think it's one of those like overlooked videos that everybody's like, it's a great song. Like that song's fun. But that music video is so good.
I mean, I enjoyed it. It definitely was good. Would I say it's one of her best? I don't know. But I
underrated because I don't think it gets the love it should.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I couldn't tell you what the best video is off this album.
I would have liked to have seen a video for Enchanted because, again, fantastic. That's one of my favorite songs on that album.
And you kind of get that from just the cover. Like, all right, let's do it. Let's make that happen.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Speak Now was a fun song.
Yeah.
Haunted, I thought was really good. I like the musicality of that song.
All right, let's look up Speak Now tour and find out who was the opening acts on this bad boy.
And then if you listen to the lyrics on Never Grow Up, that's a really sweet song. Like, it's a really, really cute song. Dear John, I'm kind of indifferent about that song.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. Oh, I can't find the opening acts on this one. What?
Oh.
I'll find it.
So there was one of the tours where she brought out Vance Joy, and then there was another one where she brought out Ed Sheeran.
I want to say the Ed Sheeran one's the next tour, honestly.
For Red? Oh, for Red? That's probably possible. That's very possible.
Taylor Swift announced opening acts for the North American leg of Speak Now tour. Thank you, Internet. When in doubt, I swear to goodness that this is a video, I'm kicking somebody. I think it is a video. Are you kidding me?
Gotta love when we do our research on air.
Anybody out there listening? I don't apologize. Get over it. The numbers are in. I cannot find it. Okay. Continue on. I'll come back in a second.
So, where do you rank this album?
Fifth. Fifth, and I love this album so much, but it's fifth. Wow.
So I'd have to put it, if Fearless is 2, then Speak Now is probably 3.
Because I
then I gotta figure out what my number 1 album is. Okay,
we can tell that my 1, 2, and 4 are coming up. That's all I'm gonna
say. Shit. So then,
all right then. Well, didn't expect you to say that. Okay, well.
So then maybe. Oh God. Okay, so then, Fearless might be my number 1.
Oh, here we go.
Speak Now was probably number 2.
It's a good album. It really is. I have some of Setlist.
Okay.
Need to Breathe.
Oh, I love them.
That was just one that just got Hot Shell Ray. Oh my God, Hot Shell
Ray.
There's a name I haven't heard in forever.
That's a throwback. I love Need to Breathe.
And Hunter Hayes is names that you would really know.
Yeah.
So, Frankie Ballard, Danny Goki, Josh Kelly, Randy Montana, James Wesley, and Charlie Worsham. Okay,
so fun fact, Josh Kelly is Charles Kelly's brother. When Charles Kelly did his solo album, he did a tour, like a club tour, and I saw him at House of Blues in Chicago.
Oh, right on.
Josh Kelly opened the tour. You want to talk about somebody who's really fun to see and underrated musically? Like, he's like a Howie Day. Like, he's very talented. And somebody who does that beatbox thing that you were talking about with his voice.
Yeah.
Josh Kelly.
Oh, right on.
It was him, a harmonica, and acoustic guitar.
It looks like this is the first time Taylor Swift was running stadiums in North America as well.
Okay. And I think this is when it started, like, the tour started to get, like, theatric.
Because her tour numbers at Arrowhead, because that's kind of where I see that as more or less my thing. I just saw it. There's St. Louis. Arrowhead Stadium. She got 48,562 people in there.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I think there was I don't want to say like a documentary, but there was like a live live tour DVD that she did for this tour.
I completely forgot about that. She did that with 2 tours too. It was not just this one. I think she did it with Red as well.
Ooh, maybe. I didn't see the Red one, but I definitely saw Speak Now.
Or it was 1989.
Yes, it was 1989, because the 1989 one was through iTunes.
Yeah. I was like, I know there's another one. So, all right, are we moving to Red? Is that where we are?
Yes, that is where we are.
I'm feeling 22.
That's such a fun song. Such a fun song.
I am going to tell you, like, every time we discussed it, like, Taylor's first song that comes out on an album becomes like this great, like, it doesn't really set, like, it sets a tone, but it's not really what each song on the album is going to sound like.
Right.
But when We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together came out, there's a video of me lip syncing this on YouTube, by the way. When
that song was like impossible not to like.
Like, it was on country radio, it was on pop radio, it was on the hit station.
Yes.
Hell, there was probably some oldie station that was like, let's play it. It is so good.
And this album is when she really started, like, you could see like the maturity happen.
The
like
stride. She
really leaned more into like the pop sound.
Yeah, this is the last time I remember songs being played on country radio was from this album.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I think the last song I heard on country radio was I Knew You Were Trouble.
I don't even remember hearing that one on country radio.
It was around here. So
okay.
I think that was the last time I was like, oh, that's the last time I heard anything country or her on country radio.
Yeah.
That's not her old stuff.
And I remember people using the term dubstep when I Knew You Were Trouble came out. I still don't know what dubstep is. It's
a synthesized pop, like it's a lot of beats, and you wouldn't like it. Just saying.
Okay.
I mean, I'm going to call it like I see it, people.
But she had some really great songwriting on here, like the songwriting, like All Too Well, I Almost Do, Begin Again. Those are all great songs. And in Red is a great song.
I love Red. Red's underrated too.
Yeah, but then even the songs that weren't singles, like Holy Ground, State of Grace, Starlight, those are good songs too.
I want to kick her for her opening acts on this tour.
Uh-oh.
For at least one of them. Not Ed Sheeran. I love me some Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran.
Yes.
Like Ed Sheeran's amazing. Just call it.
Yeah, and so that was her duet on this album with him, was For Everything Has Changed.
But Florida Georgia Line's also in her opening acts on this tour.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yep. And so is Casey James.
Oh, wow.
And Austin
Mahone. For anyone
Mahone.
who doesn't know, Casey James was an American Idol contestant.
Yep. And in Australia, or New Zealand, her opening act was Neon Trees.
Huh.
I love this. I love learning about all of this, like in this whole realm of music, going, oh, well, that makes... And Brett Eldridge was also an opening act for her on this tour.
Yeah, and so he played... No. Not Brett Eldridge. So Brandon Ray, who we talked about in the episode with Matt two episodes ago, he toured with Taylor Swift for this Red tour.
Oh, he was in the band?
He played guitar, yeah.
Right on. David Cook, who was American Idol, I do believe, winner.
Yes, I think
was
so.
playing guitar for her on this last tour, on the Reputation tour, and I went, what?
Oh, I remember seeing him in the credits on the Netflix concert.
Well, like, okay, so he's from Kansas City.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So they showed him, and the entire stadium just erupts. Like, it was just a thunderous roar, and I'm going,
Did you know that's what they were freaking out about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm from that area, and I know David Cook, but like it was just kind of like, oh, I didn't know he was going to be in the tour, but I also didn't know he was going to be part of the band, so...
And she's got a really talented band behind her.
Understatement of the year. Red. It's my number 4.
Yeah, I wasn't crazy about it when it came out, but I've definitely grown to like it a lot more.
I think 22 is my favorite song on this album. Oh my god. Like the more I look at it.
My favorite song on this album is Stay, Stay, Stay.
Great song. Great song.
I love that song. I think it creates like a very realistic moment in a relationship.
I love songs that aren't released, but I also know that if I'm in a car with a group of people, because I'm not a diehard music fan, but I'm not a casual music fan. I fall in between.
Yeah.
I have artists that I'm a diehard fan of, but then there are artists I'll just listen to what's on the radio.
Okay.
So, but with Taylor Swift, I'll listen to everything. But I know there are friends out there that's like, I have to put on my radio playlist, like all the songs that you know. And I tend to listen to those now more, not because I don't want to, but because of just around people. Because I want everyone to sing in a car if I'm riding with you.
Yeah.
And I catch myself singing to 22 all the time.
It's so hard not to.
All the time. Like, I don't
And it was a fun video.
It is a fun video. Like, all her videos are fun. At this point, every video is just a blast. It is a movie.
I know. Yeah, I would have to say, so as far as where albums fall on this one, so if Fearless is my number 1 and Speak Now is my number 2, Red is probably number 4.
Oh, so we have it in the same spot, actually.
Yeah.
All right.
1989.
Number
the
1.
Official
Number
pop
1.
crossover.
Number 1. Hands down. This is my...
Really?
Yeah, I love this album.
Oh, wow.
Reputation's number 2 because I got to see it on tour and everything, and I'm like, oh, this is great. But there's just something, I don't know what it is about this album that just like... I was going through a bad time when Shake It Off came out too. And I was like, I can relate.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those songs where, like we said, like it doesn't really represent the rest of the album very well, but when you listen to the lyrics, it's like, it's a great message. Like, I know, like, this whole album, like, had a lot of satirical lyrical content, you know, like Blank Space, Shake It Off. I mean, I know Bad Blood wasn't necessarily, like, satirical.
Great video, though. Jeez.
Oh, yeah. I'm much more a fan of the original version of Bad Blood, not the remix with Kendrick Lamar. I'm not a Kendrick Lamar fan.
I don't hate it. Like, I mean, the music video makes that a little bit better. So, I mean, music video helps that out a lot. And you want to talk about a music video that has just every female ever in it.
Yes.
That's the video, which I think is a shot, from what I remember from reading, that was supposed to be a shot at Katy Perry.
Yeah, I think so too. I read that as well.
All right, well,
yeah. It's definitely a great album. It did take me a little bit longer to like, only like maybe like a couple listens before I like got fully on board with it. But it was a good album. I enjoyed it.
Clean will always be on my playlist.
Really?
Yeah. Imogen Heap wrote it. I'm with her Taylor Swift. I'm 100% there.
I think my favorite song off this album is All You Had to Do Was Stay.
Also a great song.
Yes. I love Bad Blood. Welcome to New York is awesome.
Also, I'm all about.
How You Get the Girl.
That is also on every playlist I have because I enjoy that song. I think
some of my least favorite songs were the singles, to be honest with you.
Yeah, this one, this is kind of the first time where I go, okay, I love pretty much all the, like, the music. To me, music videos help out so much more. And I'm like, this is probably the best music video she's ever produced.
Yeah. And
then not only that, like the outside tracks, the tracks that didn't get played on radio, was also really fun to listen to. And I say this, didn't take it with a grain of salt. 90% of the time, the whole album, like, you're not going to like everything on the album. Like, it's just rare. You're going to find an entire album that you can listen to all the way through and be like, I'm 100% behind this album. This is one of those for me, actually. So,
yeah. So I wasn't crazy about Out of the Woods.
Right.
Other than that, like, there wasn't really any songs that, like, I felt like I had to skip. But again, like, the singles were not my favorites. I Love This Love and I Know Places. And then, you know, all the other ones that we referenced. But overall, like, it was a great album. It wasn't my favorite, like, when you look at them all in the grand scheme of things. But it was a great album.
All right. So now you know what I'm going to be looking up. So the 1989 tour, holy crap.
Sam Hunt, I know, was one of the openers. So the openers changed for every city. So she did 2 nights in Chicago. One was Sam Hunt, and one was Andy Grammer.
I like Andy Grammer. That took some chutzpah.
Oh, wait. No, they weren't the openers. They were the special guest that came out. I'm sorry. The opener, I think, was Vance Joy for 1989.
Oh, actually, yeah, no. They have the list. Here we go. Yeah, Vance Joy. Shawn Mendes has done a few. James Bay. That's Europe.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Ray Morris. Ellie Goulding. Haim.
Okay.
That's one I didn't expect. They're going through. That's what it looks like. It looks like Vance Joy. Shawn Mendes is pretty much it.
Yeah, and then she had what was a really big deal about this tour was she had different special guests for every night of the tour. So like I said, 2 nights in Chicago, 1 night was Sam Hunt, 1 night was Andy Grammer. There was a night in other city. There was nights in other cities where her special guest was Ellen DeGeneres.
I would have been 100% fine with that because that would have been great. Ellen
Marissa
dancing on the stage.
Hargitay was one.
Oh, she had the people from the
Justin
Bad Blood
Timberlake.
video.
Yeah,
oh my
from the
God.
Bad Blood video.
Justin
and then Justin Timberlake. Who else?
I'm 100% behind this now. I want to see Taylor Swift and Justin Timberlake collaborate one time now.
Oh, yes. There's a collaboration that needs to happen.
Okay, so here we go. I have all the guests, which is because why not?
Yeah.
Adina Menzel.
Okay.
Alessia Cara. I'm going to mispronounce that. I'm fine with that. Whatever.
Okay.
Ricky Martin.
Oh, wow. I don't remember that one.
Pitbull, Dwayne Wade.
Pitbull.
Tove Lo, Miranda Lambert.
Oh, wow.
Miranda Lambert was North Carolina. Ellie Goulding. Charlie XCX.
Okay.
Keith Urban.
Oh.
Nelly. That was in St. Louis.
Oh, my God.
That was in and that makes sense. Steven Tyler. Leona Lewis. Kelsey Ballerini.
Okay.
Mick Jagger.
Oh.
Alison Krauss. Dierks Bentley.
Oh, my God.
Sydney Sirota. I don't know who that is. The band Perry. Wiz Khalifa.
Huh.
Omi. Avril.
Okay.
Avril. Selena Gomez.
Oh, yeah.
Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
Phoebe Buffay. She actually had Lisa Kudrow come out as Phoebe. Beck. John Legend. Alanis Morissette. The Dixie Chicks. Ellen DeGeneres, which I would have been 100% fine with. Matt LeBlanc. Chris Rock.
Oh, wow.
Uzo Aduba, who I believe is a sports athlete. Mary J. Blige. Julia Roberts.
Oh, that's awesome.
Little Mix. Fifth Harmony. Fetty Wap. Shawn Mendes. Russell Wilson and Ciara. Holy cow. Walk the Moon.
Okay.
There's Sam Hunt.
Yep.
Andrea Pajic and Lily Donaldson.
I don't know who that is.
Sarah, I can't pronounce. Andy Grammer. Jason Derulo. You have to say it like that. Anytime that name pops up, you have to say it just like that. Lord. Nick Jonas.
Okay.
By the way, the Jonas Brothers. I'm going to the Jonas Brothers this year, and I'm 100% stoked about that.
Are you really?
Yes. I got invited, and I'm in. I am 100% in. I do not care.
I've heard that those tickets prices are outrageous.
I've seen worse.
Really?
Yeah, no. There's one concert that I was looking at for just to go to a normal show. And it's not anybody huge, but like the ticket price alone was, I think in the nosebleeds was like $200. And I went, are you kidding me?
Oh, no. Jonas Brothers, I've heard, is like way worse. Like it's like $300.
I haven't seen that. Like where we're at, it's not that bad. Haley Seinfeld, Gigi Hadid, Lily Aldridge, and Lena Dunham.
Wow.
The U.S. Women's
remember-
National Soccer Team. The Weeknd. This is insane.
I remember like when she started doing this and like word got out about like the different special guests for each show.
Echo
like
Smith.
this was a huge deal.
Little Big Town. No, this is great. Imagine Dragons.
Oh, wow.
See, she didn't do that. She did for a few cities, but Kansas City was not one of the ones that had like a big celebrity guest. And I'm like, it's a little.
Yeah, neither was Chicago.
Which really surprises me because that was like the first show of the tour, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That tour was unreal. Okay, so but we are at 1989, so I love this album.
What was I going to say? Now I want to go back and watch the concert. I don't know if Apple Music still has it available or not.
It's probably on YouTube. Like one of their,
yeah.
like she moved one of them over to where you can watch it for free.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's that one or not, but.
So if Red is my number 4, then 1989 would probably have to be 6.
Okay, and I mean, we are complete opposites. Like it's a really good album though.
Yeah.
Honestly though, her catalog, and only for having 6 albums in 10 years, 13 years, not bad.
So then I would put the self-titled as number 7.
There's only 6 albums.
No.
Yep.
1, 2, 3,
4, 5.
4, 5, 6. Holy crap. Okay, so I did something wrong.
The 7th album is coming out probably in October. Come on.
Duh, obviously.
Or July.
Okay, so Fearless is number 1. Speak Now is number 2. Number 3, we'll go. So the next album that we talk about, Reputation.
Yep.
I'm gonna go Reputation for number 3, which means Red is 4, 1989 is 5, self-titled is 6.
Okay, so we're a little different, but not by much. This is my number 2.
Okay.
But because it was so like the concert made this one my number 2 100%.
Yeah, I think if I had gotten to see it live, maybe it would have been a little higher. But I don't know. Overall, like I said, I love this album. I mean, there's nothing that I'm really not gonna love by Taylor Swift. But as a whole album, it wasn't like obviously, it wasn't my favorite.
Right. The Reputation tour. Reputation.
So amazing.
This is what I believe is my favorite concert of all time.
Yeah.
Let's go there first,
go
because it's like the album itself is one thing because it's fun. Here's the thing about this one. I actually prefer the songs that weren't released on this one.
Yeah, and you know what? I didn't think I was gonna like this album because it's a different kind of music. Like, she took what was trending on mainstream radio, but she put her own spin on it, and it worked really well. And like I said, it's typically not something that I would have thought I would have liked compared to the rest of her catalog, but I really loved it.
I enjoyed. There's a few songs like a couple of the actual release. I loved. I Did Something Bad.
Yes.
That one guy was like, okay, that one's going to be stuck in my head. But the song that hit me the hardest, and one of them was Delicate and then Dress. And I think part of it was because she performed it. And
really?
It was right in front of us. Yeah.
So what I love was Don't Blame Me.
That was also, yeah.
I think that was the one where she got, like, it almost sounded very, like, cathedral-ish.
Yeah, that one was really good.
And it was very, like, dramatic, the way it was being like almost like acted out, like with the dancers around her.
That was
love that.
That was fantastic.
But I also love Ready for It and Endgame.
Like I love Look What You Made Me Do is probably my least favorite song on this album.
Yes.
And I'm not saying I don't dislike the song, because I put it ahead of a lot of the songs that have been released.
Mm-hmm.
But because video wise, that's a killing video.
Yeah.
But song wise, I'm like, all right. It's a good song. Like I enjoyed the crap out of it, and I probably listened to it like 100 times. I don't think I enjoyed as much as Me. I freaking love Me, which that can go 2 different ways. But like every song, like Dancing with Our Hands Tied, This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things.
King of My Heart is a great song.
Yes.
And Call It What You Want.
Yes.
And so one of the Sirius XM stations, it was either the Pulse or the Blend. One of them was doing like a special, and they played that rendition of her doing that song acoustic, Call It What You Want. Oh my God. You talk about somebody like, and she proved this when she did Dancing with Our Hands Tied in concert, where it's a song that recorded, it's got like, I don't want to say special effects or anything, but it's got big production to it. You strip it down, and it's a perfect example of how it doesn't matter what is happening in the studio. It all comes back to the songwriting, and if she can strip it down and make it sound even better, like live acoustic, like that just goes to show you like how great of a song it is. I love the acoustic rendition of the song.
Yeah, the get to the last song that she does, the We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together, and This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things, works so damn well together. And I was like, how the hell does this work?
Yeah, the mashups she did for this tour were so great.
And I think it shed a new light on newer music, too, because New Year's Day is great. And I just think it went, okay, so I'm gonna do these two songs, like I'm gonna do a song that everyone loves and then do a song off Reputation and then make them go, oh, that song's just as good.
Yeah, like I thought, like the rendition of Long Live on the piano,
Yep.
and then her going into New Year's Day, so good.
Yeah, it's really, for me, this album has stood, like, I think it's gonna go down as one that's probably not gonna get a lot of love.
Right.
Because it is so different. I think the new album, which I'm pretty sure now is awesome. So, which, I mean, I think that's the name of the album.
You think so?
Yeah.
You don't think it's like, what did we say it was? Kaleidoscope?
I thought that, but the fact that it just keeps being iterated, that you can't spell awesome without me. And I'm like,
True.
It's probably awesome.
But awesome for an album title? That's not the best album title.
It's kind of funny. You want me to be honest with you. but
I love Kaleidoscope. Like, I love the idea of that.
It's going to be something crazy because it's Taylor Swift. Let's just call it what it is.
Getaway Car is a good song.
Yeah, there's so many.
So it goes.
I couldn't believe I fell in love with like as much of this album as I did.
I know, same. Like, it's got just this edge to it that I really fell in love with. Like, I don't know if it was at the time that it came out or what, but the edge to it. It's like you're walking like down the street or whatever, you're listening to this song and you just feel like powerful, I guess. Like, you feel like confident when you're listening to it. I don't know.
Well,
it's like, because she embraced the darkness, you know?
And it's completely 180 now.
Yes.
Do we talk about me at all? Since we know where this falls, it's number 2 for me. It's number 3 for you. Do we talk about the new song at all?
Yeah, we can. I mean, I know we already talked about it technically, but yeah, we can talk about it again.
I'm gonna call something out. I think this might be one of her strongest albums ever.
This future album?
Yep.
I think it's very possible. I've said this already. Me is not my favorite song, but it is.
It is a
good song.
So let's look at it as looking at it as this is the first song off the album. Let's go back and look at all the other first songs off an album.
Right.
Because Look What You Made Me Do, which granted is dark.
Mm-hmm.
I like Me better than I do that one.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
And then for 1989, it was Shake It Off, which Shake It Off is just a great song. Like, it's just I'm going to prefer Shake It Off. Like, if you get
Yeah.
For Red, it was Never Ever Getting Back Together. I'm going to choose Me.
I love that song.
I do too, but I think I'm choosing Me because I don't know. I know you're not the biggest fan of Brendan Urie.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you what I think the tour is going to be.
Uh-oh.
And
it's her and Panic at the Disco?
I think it's going to be Taylor Swift, Panic at the Disco, and a third. And
who would the third be?
Because I think there will always be 3 in a Taylor Swift world.
Who do you think it'll be?
Oh, God.
Too early to say?
Well, because you never know who's going to come up and just kind of like pop out of nowhere.
True.
It's not going to be a big artist.
And
like,
she's known for breaking new artists.
Yeah, no, I 100%. You know what? I'm not going to lie. If you put Charlie XCX back on this tour, I'm 100% fine with it. But that's another.
Yeah.
Because I love her. By the way, I'm getting to see Iconopop next month.
And wow.
And I'm like, yes! Now, if only Charlie XCX was with Iconopop, and my life would be complete. Yeah, no, I think it's gonna be Taylor Swift and Panic, and I go, that's a sellout tour.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They're gonna do the, and I'm 100% sure they're gonna do the stage where you can put the entire bowl, where they'll use the entire bowl for seating in a stadium.
Yeah,
you're looking at 75 to 100,000 people at every concert.
I want to see her headline Wrigley Field.
I don't think she will because I think
it needs to happen.
I know, but I think they're always going to do Soldier. Like, even I know Chicago.
Wrigley Field's a better venue, and I know a lot of people who disagree with me on that. Wrigley Field is a better venue, in my opinion.
But can you put as many people in Wrigley as you can Soldier Field?
That I don't know. You'd have to look into. But I mean, if any, it has to come at least really close.
I'm gonna say Wrigley Field doesn't hold over 40. I
don't know. But I mean, either way, it's an iconic venue. It's an iconic venue.
Oh no, that venue is fantastic.
The best of the best play that park.
Ironically,
friggin' like Elton John and Billy Joel have played there. Who else played there? I mean, Pearl Jam and Foo Fighters, and I mean, Rascal Flatts played there. Who else? I mean, Journey. I mean, obviously it's New Journey, but I mean, Jason Aldean has played there. Who else? I mean, the list can go on and on, but like anybody who's anybody, like if you get to play, like if you get to headline Wrigley Field, like that's a big, like it's a huge deal, and I would love to see her do that.
Yeah, because I mean it's just so iconic, but I also don't think it holds as many people as it holds 41,000 for baseball.
Okay.
So it's probably going to hold.
But because you got to remember now you're going to have the field.
But you also have to set up a stage, and I've seen like everybody sets up in the outfield, so you're pretty much losing the outfield. True. So it's probably going to be maybe 50 if you're lucky. Yeah.
It's just that she's done Soldier Field now so many times.
Right, but I mean football stadiums are built for that. I would love to see her do like a different kind of stadium. Like it would be cool to see her do the baseball stadiums, but they're not going to bring in as many people. Which is a tad bit sad. But Taylor Swift at Wrigley Field could be a damn pay-per-view event.
Right?
Like you could almost make that into like this huge ordeal. Like, all right, let's see what happens here. Let's do this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can find the concert listing here. Here we go.
What was the lead single? I know from Speak Now it was Innocent. What was the lead single off of Fearless? I think it was Love Story, wasn't it?
I want to say yes. I have to look at Fearless. I want to say it's Love Story. I know it's not You Belong With Me.
No.
Yeah, I think it's Love Story. It's either Love Story or it's actually Fearless, but I can't.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. But so I think Speak Now was the album that started the lead single doesn't match the rest of the album.
What was the lead on Speak Now?
Innocent.
Really?
Yeah, I know. I didn't know that either until I read it in the Rolling Stone article.
Huh. Yeah, I can see that. Because I think that's a very underrated album too, and I put it as number 5. Well,
it's a highly underrated album.
I'm a jackass, but yeah, no, like oh wow, you jackholes. Okay, so someone just sent me something else, and I'm like, oh, okay. I know that my wife had seen Taylor Swift because she opened for Rascal Flatts.
Yes, I remember that was early on in her career.
Yeah. Because I was like, because she wasn't as excited about going to see she was excited, but she wasn't as excited about going to see the Reputation tour. Mm-hmm. And then by the end of it, she is now just everything ended up on her playlist. Yep. Because that's how good that concert was.
Yeah, I mean, it was just phenomenal. Like, I remember like standing there like in awe. Like, it was just completely like, just like I was just in amazement of everything that was happening, like the production, the sound, her voice, the way she moved across the stage, and like her dancing and everything, and then like the way she went from like this big production part, like dance routines, to just her and the guitar in a stadium full of people.
Because you just went from
stress that enough.
You just went from Shake It Off with Charlie XCX and Camila Cabello, and which honestly which is the background on my phone still. It's the picture of the confetti being shot and they're on stage. Like, it's 100% been the phone background. I've had it on my phone since that concert. That should tell you something. But after that concert, like after that moment, it was just like, she kept blowing her nose, which was funny as shit. Yeah. Which I guess she had the cold the entire tour, because I've seen that in like 4 different locations.
Yeah, well, I mean, so Chicago was like the first stop on the tour, I think. Yeah, so she didn't have the cold then, but she might have gotten it from being in Chicago, because it was the beginning of June, and the night that I saw her, it had gone from like 80 degrees in the morning.
It was so
and
cold.
like 40 degrees at night.
Yeah,
and then the next night when she was in Chicago, it rained.
Yeah,
so she very well caught that cold while she was in Chicago.
Yeah, you texted me and went, "It is fudging cold out here." I think you
God,
might have actually dropped the F-bomb.
And a jean jacket and sandals, and I was freezing.
I think you might have even dropped the F-bomb in that text. Like, it was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
There is one thing I want to touch on, and we kind of talked about it, but I don't understand the hate. I just, like, even as, like,
I don't either.
Like, being even as a huge fan, but being, like, an outsider of music, I get that she has relationships, and she writes about them. Every single writer writes about something in their life.
Yep. She just does it extra well.
And everyone, like, I don't know if it, like, to me, it seems it comes across at times as that jealousy thing.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of what it is, to be honest with you. Even though people won't admit it. Like, there are people who I know, like, close to me who are like, I can't stand Taylor Swift. I think she's so annoying. Like, every award show, she's always, like, singing and dancing along. And I'm like, that makes her a real person. That doesn't make her...
How does that make her annoying?
Like, I know. I'm like, that doesn't make her annoying. That shows that she's a real person. She's a genuine music fan.
Oh, I am completely wrong. I'm going to eat some damn crow.
Uh-oh.
I have seen... Okay. So, I am looking at what concert... what bands were able to pull in at Wrigley. I am completely wrong. Because it only holds 40,000 for baseball. But apparently for concert, it holds somewhere between 40,000 and 88.
I knew your number seemed really low.
But it doesn't. Like, I've seen stadiums ran for events. But that stage would have taken up a lot of that stadium. Holy crap. But it also is Pearl Jam that had the big numbers too. So I don't, like, none of them really seem like they had a big stage setup. Like, I'm sorry, but I just don't see Dave Matthews Band with a freaking, like, huge stage setup.
Yeah, like a runway.
Yeah, but any of the bands that I feel do only have like 30 to 40. Like Florida Georgia Line only has 42,000.
Okay.
But Pearl Jam has 83,100.
Wow.
I don't believe that.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
But like Green Day had 32,000.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, the hate. I mean, like,
it doesn't make sense.
Just doesn't.
From a standpoint of going, okay, so she always seems like she is enjoying herself. Like, she always talks highly of people, unless you're Katy Perry.
Yeah.
And a few of the exes, but that's a whole nother.
Right.
But, like, I don't feel like any of her relationships have really ended terribly.
No, I don't think so either.
Like, we're not talking Miley Cyrus breakups here. Right,
exactly. And, like, she's not, like, a homewrecker, you know what I mean? Like, she hasn't, ended up with married guys, like somebody.
I don't know who the shot that was at, but...
Just saying, sorry. And the other complaint that I hear...
Oh, that was a Miranda Lambert dig. Never mind, it hit me. Okay.
Yeah, it was totally a Miranda Lambert dig. The other complaint that I've heard people say about Taylor Swift is, well, she sold out. She went from country to pop. That's called crossing over. If you go back in music history and you take a look, and that's what all the great artists have done. Shania Twain, people. I'm
going to say this, and it's not a knock on country, but there's at times, unless you're Garth or, heaven help me when I'm in George Strait, or other artists where you already have your name, it's hard to make it in country.
Yeah, I can agree with that. And honestly, if she had stayed in country music, I don't think she would be as big as she is.
She wouldn't be doing stadiums if she stayed in country music.
I don't think so.
I also believe if she stayed in country music, she may not be getting radio airplay right now, but that's a whole nother argument for another day.
Yeah.
If Taylor Swift come out now and rate in country, nope.
Yeah, I agree. I think that her music, so a big part of why she had to cross over, her musical taste is so broad. She listens to all kinds of music. She's made that very clear.
She has great musical taste if you haven't checked, if you don't know.
Yes. And I think that's a big part of why she's branched out in her sound herself. Like, she's incorporating her own musical influences. And if you don't hear that on Reputation, then you're not listening hard enough.
Do you believe that fans are just mad because she isn't country anymore?
I think that's a lot of it, honestly. I think they would have liked to have seen her stay in country.
But how?
And I think a big part of that is because of the Fearless album, because of how well it did.
But that's not because of that was the first album, I believe. I think You Belong With Me was the first real song that kind of crossed over for her.
Yeah,
because I remember
think that's when, pop stations started playing it.
Yeah, because I think VH1 and MTV even started playing the music video. That's how it actually won Video of the Year, because it started getting played on other platforms. And when you think about it that way, going, okay, so she's made a big enough name now to where she could be on every other thing. Like, why do you want your favorite artist just to be stuck to your genre?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like, music, has to evolve. If you look throughout history, there are all kinds of examples of this. Music has to evolve. That's all there is to it. As an artist, if you are not evolving with every album, you are not doing your job as an artist.
I think Madonna set that tone pretty high for female artists. Honestly, she
even
reinvented
if you don't like all of her stuff,
she reinvented herself every damn time to make something different. And thinking about it like that, because I mean, Taylor kind of has reinvented every album.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because now we're getting this album that's very colorful and it's fun, but I think we're going to have a lot of collaborations on this album too.
Yes.
I think we're going to see another Taylor Ed Sheeran song, which, by the way, I just want them to have a baby once.
Yeah. I love their friendship.
I ship them 100%. But I enjoyed, I'm not going to lie to you. If Brendan Urie wasn't married, I'd probably ship them as well, because I've watched their backstage Instagram videos. Holy crap.
Yeah, did you see the one yesterday for The Voice?
Yes. Those two have such... So there's another thing too. She has so much chemistry with everybody, and that's something else I don't see very often, because you could give me a collaboration and it's just not good.
Yeah.
Not taking a knock at, again, that Lil Wayne Blink-182 song. But just in general, if you give me two artists that you wouldn't expect go together, normally they don't.
Right.
But I never expected Panic at the Disco and Taylor Swift to actually work out. So there's that. Calling it now, everybody. Get ready, because that's going to be a tour everybody's going to want to go to.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. But I mean, I'm really excited for what else is going to be on this album. And I just want her to announce the name of it already and when it's going to be released. Because if it's going to be July, we need to get prepared, because that's almost 2 months away.
I'm going to be prepared whenever that is. You could tell me 20 minutes before it drops, and I will be in front of my computer, and I don't give a crap what I'm doing.
And knowing Taylor Swift, it very well could be a 20-minute announcement beforehand.
We're all some of us are shopping at a Target at 11:30, and Taylor Swift walks in. It's time for my new album. What? Because Taylor loves her some Target.
Yes, who doesn't?
Target is okay. So we went to a Target in Chicago. This has nothing to do with that, but it was the cleanest damn Target I have ever been into in my life.
Which one was it?
It was in Schaumburg, and I never.
That's not technically Chicago.
Yeah, well, they call it Chicago where we were talking television. So let's just. You got to admit, anywhere that's near Chicago, they're going to call it Chicago.
Schaumburg is almost an hour away from Chicago.
Yeah, no, but they still called it Chicago. We were at the Sears Center, and they're in Chicago, but it's not. It's in Hoffman Estates.
Oh, Lord.
But they called it Chicago, so... Meh.
That is a Chicagoan pet peeve, when people who are not actually in Chicago say that they live in Chicago. Because, no, it's you're not in Chicago, you're in Schaumburg, or you're in Hoffman Estates, or you're in, whatever, surrounding suburb that you're in. That is not technically Chicago.
I think it's just a big city thing. You just have to expect it. Anytime.
I know, but it's just kind of annoying.
No, I agree. I could see where that is, but when you're coming out of town, when you're from out of town and you're telling people where you are, it's just a lot easier just to go Chicago.
Yeah.
Because trust me, where were you? Schaumburg. Where's that? Close to Chicago. So you were in Chicago. Sure. When you tell, like,
yeah, I mean, I get it.
For us, telling people where we live, we're like, what's that by? We're close to Memphis. Like, that's now just the thing. Like, we're close to Memphis. Oh, okay, I know where that is. Well, of course you do, you jackass. Like, okay.
See, and I never would have thought that, like, Arkansas would be so close to Memphis.
We border Memphis.
It's crazy.
Like, Arkansas borders Tennessee.
And for anyone listening to this who thinks I sound really dumb right now, geography was never my strong suit.
Okay, I was going to say, I was like,
no, me and my buddy at work, we're constantly like, but somehow every single one of our conversations ends up with us Googling a U.S. map.
Okay,
just
before
saying.
are we wrapping up, Taylor? Because I want to bring up something before we go.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about some of our favorite lyrics from her songs if you want to, but that could go on for ages too.
I think that should be saved because I think because I know we're gonna rave about the new album as well.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna say something though. I want to go back to, is it 2 weeks ago? Yes, it was 2 weeks ago episode. I want to go back to something that was said by your workers. How the hell does a country song, like how the hell does a song become country if it lists a horse?
I know. I
need to put the poll up on the website, is if Old Town Road's a country song or not.
Oh, God. I'm almost afraid to see what those results would be.
Because, like, I'm intrigued.
I mean, I'm telling you, like, if you, like, could have been, like, a fly on the wall for that conversation with my coworkers, like, they were like, oh, that's a country song. I was like, no, it's not. I was like, what makes it a country song to you? Well, he's talking about horses. No.
Oh my God. Beer from our horses, that's a country song.
Exactly.
Probably
it's a damn good country song.
I was going to say, that's probably one of my favorite Toby Keith songs. But, like, you take that into consideration, that's a country song. However, Dark Horse by Katy Perry, not a country song. But my God, how funny would it be to hear that on country radio once just to see the reaction of people listening?
Oh, God. I just can't.
That has bothered me for 2 solid weeks.
Yeah, I know. How do you think I felt? I had to sit there and listen to it. And then they acted like I was wrong. They're like, Amanda, you're just cutting, like, you're splitting hairs here. Like, that, blah, blah, blah. I was like, really?
No, splitting hairs would be like if this Old Town Road was sung by Billy Ray Cyrus. That's the splitting hair part.
Yeah.
But being that it's, like, Lil Nas X featuring Billy Ray Cyrus.
And the fact that they said, like, it's not a hip-hop or rap song, and, like, I went back and listened to it, and I could barely make it through all the way through.
I don't feel it's that either, though.
How is this not...
I kind of agree with that because I mean, it is, but it's not, too, because it's like this, because he sings, which a lot of hip-hop or rap artists don't. So I'm kind of like, where does this fall? It's going to have a new genre. I told you. It's going to be hip-hop country, whatever we're... country
but it's
hop.
Not even, like, remotely country. That's the thing.
Oh, no, I get where people think it's country. I understand it. Like, I understand...
Really?
Yeah.
Because I don't.
I do. Like, it is... Look, I'm going to go ahead and call it now. You've had... Take out the fact that you've heard so much bro country.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like that. Take
I don't know.
Take the bro country and add a backbeat and tell me if it doesn't. Because
that's rough.
That's all it needs. No, and that's what I'm saying. I don't care for male country right. I don't care for most country right now because of the bro country. Like it has soured me on country. But that's something else too. Let me go back. I'm sorry. I'm ranting again. Everybody.
It's fine.
I haven't had sleep. Let's run with that. That's another reason why I didn't enjoy Billy Currington, because that was like a feeling of bro country happening right there. And I know he's not, but it felt like it.
Yeah.
People in the crowd suck.
Yeah, crowds are not great at concerts.
I had a dude that was yelling out, "I skint my wiener." That's not the words he said, but
oh my God.
At the concert, and we just kind of looked at each other and went, all right. At least that we had a whole row to ourselves.
That's nice.
It was kind of awesome. Like, everybody was in the grass because of the Live Nation $20 ticket deal.
Yep.
And I got actual seats, but there was like rows empty around us. And I went, why the hell are you sitting in the grass when you could have actually had seats?
I'm surprised people didn't upgrade once they got there, because it usually ends up being a little cheaper.
I considered it. But I was like, we're in a good spot. Like we're not that far, but we're not that close. I don't want to sit next to speakers all night.
Yeah.
So, all right, that's all I got.
So, moral of the story, Taylor Swift is a queen, and that's all that counts.
Yes. I didn't know how to respond to that and not sound just kind of crazy. So I'm like, yeah, I'll just say yes.
But yeah, I'm glad we finally got to do our Taylor Swift episode.
It makes for a good filler week because there's not really a lot going on right now.
Yeah, I agree.
It's the same way with nerd culture. Like live, we were struggling to record a bunch of news because we're like, oh, there's not much going on out there. Crap.
Yeah, and so I, like, for the longest time, like, I had, like, guests lined up, and now, like, it's hard to believe, like, we've gone through all of them. So now I'm back to trying to come up with some new, or I guess maybe a couple repeating guests. I definitely have, like, the topics for the future segments, so that's not the issue. It's just getting the right people to come on and talk with us about them.
We'll make it work.
Yeah,
we'll make it work. Do you have what are your topics coming up? Because I do have something I want to talk about with this show in just a second. So,
okay.
Which you know about.
So let me find it. So I definitely want to do a Warped Tour 25th anniversary show.
Booyah! So many bands. So
that's going to be something to look forward to. Yeah,
so
it's going to be
many
basically like
bands.
the highs and lows of punk rock's summer camp on wheels. Warped Tour was a big part of like my musical like adventures, like growing up,
it's crazy
in high school and stuff.
It's crazy to think that last year was the last like actual touring Warped Tour they're going to ever do.
I know.
Which will probably change in like a year. They're going to be like, no, we're going to go ahead and go back on tour. But it does give me a chance to see Real Big Fish and the Aquabats this year, so I'm 100% okay with this.
Very true. I also want to do best hard rock songs of the 2000s.
I like your pants around your feet.
Not one of them. So best debut albums by a band or artist. And then the counterpart to that would be...
I have an answer that would be in both of those categories at once.
Oh, interesting.
Yep. Can I go ahead and say it, or do I have to wait?
No, you can go ahead and say it.
Evanescence Fallen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that.
That's a great debut album. Holy crap.
And then the counterpart to that is going to be Sophomore Slump. Bands or artists
Evanescence.
Sophomore release did not live up to their debut.
And that would also be Evanescence. That worked out wonderfully.
Yeah. And then, there's some bands that I think are worthy enough to do like a whole episode dedicated to, like digging into their catalog. Obviously Matchbox 20 is going to be one. Shinedown is definitely going to be one.
Shinedown's awesome.
Albums that changed the hard rock in the 2000s. Best pop punk and emo albums of the 2000s. Goo Goo Dolls is another band whose catalog we're going to be digging into. So, I mean, the content is all here, guys. I can't wait to get these episodes out to you. It's just a matter of figuring out, finding the right people to get on the show
me and you
to make it entertaining.
Or it's just
That's
me
true.
and you. Because, I mean, that will happen. Because right now is a very busy time for a lot of people.
Yeah, very true.
Except for me, apparently. So, yeah.
You just like being busy.
It's kind of one of those things where I'm like, oh, I'm always home on a Wednesday, so it works out.
Yeah. So next week, all I can tell you is more new music, and that's it for now. I mean, it's a little up in the air. I'm hoping we're going to have some interviews in between. I'm definitely working on that, and yeah, I mean,
I know I've got a few for live, but that has nothing to do with this. But I do have something I want to talk about for the show. Guys, guys and gals, you don't mind me just plugging something, do you?
Go for it.
Okay, so this show goes up at, I do believe it is 7 o'clock on Monday nights.
Okay.
This show is 2 hours long. So at 9:15, if you go to Shop TBK, tbkmagazine.com/Shop TBK, you can pick up your first ever Striking a Chord t-shirt.
Woo!
At the end of this episode, it will be up in the store ready for you to buy. And it is a wonderful prize that you cannot make up an excuse for not having this t-shirt. If you're a fan of music, this is the t-shirt for you, and it's only $13 damn. I feel if there is a complaint here, I will find you and make you listen to Nickelback.
Trust me, you don't want that, guys.
As well as there's going to be hoodies and 3/4 sleeve shirts and really upscale, but we have an economy t-shirt that is super soft and super awesome. So.
This is so exciting. I can't wait.
And coming soon into the shirt realm is Ditch the Backbeat. I don't know how that's going to go, but it is being
We're
going
to have to get like lots of those made so that I can just like give them to guests who agree with that. Like, I already can't wait to send one to Matt.
Like that.
Annie.
Oh, geez. Yeah, so that's happening. And because of Annie, and I'm so mad at her. So I know this has nothing to do with... I got a ton of emails after your guys' last episode.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I got a ton of emails to do something on another show because of that damn episode. So here's what's going to happen. At some point in the future, if you enjoy Manda and you enjoy Annie, I'm going to try to converse them to be on an episode of Live.
Yes.
And that episode of Live, for the love of God, is going to be a choose your own adventure where if you... I don't know how the hell I'm doing it yet, but it is going to be uploaded into 15 parts is what I'm looking at.
Holy crap.
So each part, it's like, if you choose this, go to part 4. And that's exactly how it's going to be. So
oh my God.
there will be a choose your own adventure episode of Live because of Annie. That's going to
be insane.
And I want to kick her. So thanks, guys. But I'm planning on that for episode, and I know we're getting close.
Gotta love Annie.
I know we're getting close, so that might be episode 200 of Live.
That's awesome.
So that's that. I just want to throw that out there. All right, that's all I got.
That's going to be insane, and I look forward to that.
So thank you for all the Striking a Chord fans out there. Hey, you guys are awesome.
Yes, thank you guys. And please, feel free to leave us some feedback, whether it be on the Striking a Chord Facebook page. You can follow us on Instagram at Striking a Chord. Twitter is Striking a Chord 6 because there are 6 strings on a guitar. And
I was wondering if you were like the 6th Striking a Chord on Twitter. Now I get it.
Yeah. You can send email to strikingachordofficial@gmail.com. And just, if you're lazy, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, go on there, subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss a single episode. Rate us, preferably 5 stars again, but, whatever you feel we're deserving of. And then just leave us a review. We want to know, how we're doing.
Very true. And if you get lazy and you really want to send an email but don't remember the email and you don't want to have to rewind, just go to the web magazine, tbkmagazine.com, and use our fill out form.
Yes. And